Hello and welcome everyone back to yet another episode of Red Cape Sports. My name is Bird Bouchard and today I'm going over my top 5 sports card investments that I'm going to be making right now. And it's interesting that I say that because I actually have all these cards with me here today. So there's not going to be any kind of questions or confusion as to exactly which card. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right on into it. And we're going to start off strong with the sport that's been in playoffs longest, being NHL hockey. So right here, my first investment that I believe will be one of the strongest investments, right here, Nikolaj Ehlers PSA 10. And guys, I'm always preaching you all, when it comes to Ehlers, purchase his PSA 10. And I say that because, as we all know, it's very expensive to grade cards, but Ehlers, you can have his graded 10, PSA 10, for basically $40 Canadian or less as of the making of this video. And I believe today is like August 15th, 2020. So depending on when you're watching this, price might fluctuate. But regardless, as of right now, PSA 10, $40 Canadian or less. Now, you might ask me, oh, well, Bird, he's knocked out of the playoffs. Why would I purchase him? As you guys are going to notice, a lot of these purchases are guys who are currently knocked out of playoffs. And the reason why I specifically decided to go that route is, hey, who doesn't love a good discount? Because that's the reality of it, right? We see playoffs and we see a guy like Donovan Mitchell go off in his first, or not his first, but the first NBA playoff game. He went off for 57 points. And you can see that card price started to jump. But while all that's happening, while everyone's joining those bandwagons, what we start to see is prices of people who are no longer in playoffs, regardless of the sport. These non-playoff guys, the prices come crashing down. So Nikolaj Ehlers can be had for very cheap, and he impressed me this season when he was in playoffs. He notched 2 goals. He was part of that CCM line, or pardon me, he wasn't part of the CCM line, but he's got so much great talent surrounding him. Patrick Laine when he's healthy. You just got Blake Wheeler, you got Scheifele, and there's so much raw talent on that Winnipeg Jets team. So Nikolaj Ehlers, he's young, he's impressing me. That's option number 1. Option number 2, a young Finnish-born player drafted 2nd overall in last year's NHL draft, which is amazing because he's only going to see a rise in price eventually when the New York Rangers select 1st overall, who I believe will be the next Sidney Crosby, and that is Alexis Lafreniere. So Kaapo Kakko, being a winger, it's very likely, now it's yet to be determined if it's going to happen, but it very likely is, he's going to be on the wing, someone on center, whether it be Mika Zibanejad or Alexis Lafreniere, and then the other wing could very well just as easily be Artemi Panarin, a potential MVP candidate. So just by being a human being who's able to skate, you're going to see a lot of you're going to see a lot of productivity from this young man. He's very young. When he got to play higher minutes, when Quinn played him higher minutes, boy oh boy did he ever not disappoint. Some of his goals were highlight reel goals. I'm a fan of Kaapo Kakko. You can purchase his card for literally less than $50 Canadian. Sure, it's in the raw state, but let me tell you, this card one day might be double that. So option number 2, Kaapo Kakko. What more can you say? He's absolutely loved on Broadway. All right, another option, young Dylan Larkin. So Dylan Larkin, unfortunately, he is a Wolverine. And as a Buckeye fan, pains me to say that. But I recognize talent when I see it. And Dylan Larkin has so much raw talent. Maybe the numbers specifically don't speak volumes about what Dylan Larkin as a player can do on the ice. But let me tell you, the Detroit Red Wings are not a good hockey team, and they haven't been for a while, basically since the Magic Man Pavel Datsyuk left. But Dylan Larkin, his cards, if you buy them in lots, you can purchase them basically $15 Canadian or less. Sometimes you can even purchase them $15 if you just find a good deal. But primarily speaking, $20 raw. And that to me is a phenomenal price for Dylan Larkin. The Red Wings, I believe, have the 4th overall draft pick. That's only going to complement a player like Dylan Larkin. We don't even know if he's going to stay in Detroit the rest of his career. He's kind of like a Jack Eichel, phenomenal player just in a bad market. And What I'm saying here is Dylan Larkin, his young gun, raw, ungraded, can be purchased very cheap. And sometimes you get these cards and you grade them. You know, you get a BGS 9.5 or a PSA 10 and you're a very, very happy sports card investor, sports card collector, sports card flipper. So whatever the case, Dylan Larkin, have him on your radar. Again, guys, these are discounts. Speaking of discounts, speaking of having opinions, because again, I'm not saying all these cards will go up in price, but these are opinions. And who has a better, bigger, brighter opinion, can't stop him from tweeting out his mind, than outrage Trevor Bauer. Now, I get it, guys. I'm constantly saying don't invest in pitchers. Why would you invest in pitchers? Guys, social media is massive. A guy like Trevor Bauer, who has his own YouTube channel, and also, yes, thank you so much for watching ours, but if you haven't already done so, check out Trevor Bauer's YouTube channel. It's absolute comedy gold. He's amazing. He speaks his mind. And why I'm investing in him, first and foremost, this card right here, which I believe, yep, this is a Bowman First Chrome. It's very cheap. Very, very, very cheap. I'm sure we'll put it up on the screen. I believe, well, at least when I purchased this card, I got it for like $6 Canadian. I believe you can even buy some autographed versions of these for less than $70 Canadian. Don't quote me on that. But regardless, if you want to buy a card like this, it's absolutely cheaper than like $15 Canadian. Trevor Bauer, what more can I say about him? He straight out came out and he challenged the Houston Astros. And now he's literally backing it up. This guy's been absolute fire, lights out this season. Now, I'm not saying this card is going to eventually be a $40 card. But so far, this season, he's been lights out. He's been striking guys out. The ERA is minimal as can be, basically. And he's got a legitimate shot for a Cy Young. And if he gets that, and if he continues to be a personality, if he continues to be a voice of the people and for the people, that's going to be a phenomenal card. So that's why he made my list for top 5 purchases right now. Because if you can buy a bunch of them for cheap and then sell a bunch of them, and even double or triple your money, you're going to be happy. All right, guys, next option. I got 2 cards here for card number 5. Now, the reason being why I got card number 5, most of you already probably know who this is, especially if you have joined my Red Cape Sports Facebook page that Mitch and I run. If you guys have, you'll for sure know Austin Meadows. Austin Meadows, what more can I say about this guy? Unfortunately, he started off the season sick with COVID-19. Obviously, no one wants to get it, but he beat COVID-19 and he's playing now. Just the other night, he hit a home run, and I know that I'm not the only one who loves this guy because so many of you have reached out to me and said, hey, I can't believe you identified this kid. He's amazing, probably even could have won Rookie of the Year last season, and his cards are cheap, guys. Like, they're very cheap. But the reason why I have 2 cards here, honestly, you would imagine that this would be his flagship rookie. So this is his tops. This is US 34 Update Series, Austin Meadows. Okay, it's landscape, super duper card, and he's in his current uniform for the Tampa Bay Rays. But this, for whatever reason, this debut card, this rookie debut card, for whatever reason, it seems to be challenging the price of this card. And honestly, I can't tell you which one to buy, and the reality is they're both so dang freaking cheap. Go out and buy them. Austin Meadows, he will not disappoint. Last year, he was an absolute stud. I believe he was pushing towards 80 RBIs. He did hit 30 home runs, swiped a couple bags, and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays are a young up-and-coming team. So, again, no matter which one you want, if you can afford to splurge, as you want to call it, for the chrome, go ahead and get the chrome. If you want to buy the gold, go ahead and get the gold. Again, all I'm saying here is Austin Meadows. Basically, if you can find the rookie from top specifically, I know that there's some Bowmans out there too. And it's really weird, right? Because we don't know which version of him to buy. But right now, if I'm buying Austin Meadows, I'm buying one of these 2. Because I'm telling you all, it's not going to be the Bowman that last. It's going to be one of the tops. Well, that does it, guys. Those are my top 5 investments that I'm doing right now as we speak, August 15th. 2020. These are the cards that I'm currently investing in. Let me know down below in the comments. Did I miss anyone? Was I bang on? Is there anyone who I should invest personally? Who are you investing in? I would absolutely love to hear, and that's exactly it, guys. We want to create conversation. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Till next time.